So we're out here in Joshua Tree doing a little testing with the Quadracers. Left to right, got the 286s and 287s. This one right here is the very first one we bought several years back, originally for my son. This thing was a super low hour, one owner bike. It's all stock other than the pipe and the blue fairings he liked, or hood. He likes the blue hood, or at least when we first bought it, he liked the blue hood. So we put an FMF pipe on it, which is hard to find. We put a set of race plastics on it, and then the blue hood. But otherwise, the motor is stock, all stock carb, never been opened actually. I believe it's on the original piston. Runs really good. No scuff marks on the frame from your boots, or just very few, very little. And she's a runner. Then we got the second one. This one I call mine. Bought this a couple years later. Not as low hour as the first one, but this one we've spent a little bit of time modifying. It's got a 38 millimeter Mikuni TM carb, TM38. It's got a home port job on the cylinder, really hogged out the intake side, raised the exhaust ports a little bit, cleaned up the transfers, nothing major, and milled the head about 15,000, so a little bit more compression than stock. And then had Kenny Roberts hand make a pipe for it, because you can't find pipes for these things anymore. So it's got a Kenny Roberts hand coned pipe and silencer. And up until we bought the 87s, this is the fastest quad we had. And we also have an 86 250R. Ooh, sorry for the wind. 250R Honda. And this bike is faster than that. And the Honda's got basically equal work done. Different brand pipe, of course. But then we bought the 87s. This was the first one. Last time we were out here, this bike was all stock. Down to the pipe, everything, stone stock. And it got absolutely destroyed. Actually by both 86s, but the modified one really made easy work of it. But since then, we've bought a CT pipe, a Airstriker Kehein 38, set of V-Force reeds that you can't really see because they're not marked on the side anymore, running an open uni air filter. And then I just pulled the cylinder off and was able to find a new old stock Suzuki 1/over 0.25 millimeter piston. So we stuck that in there with a fresh bore job, fresh hone, and also had the head milled 25 thou to bump compression. Raised the insides of the exhaust ports about a millimeter. Cleaned up the transfers, cleaned up the intake, nothing major on the intake. This is an 87 with the big reed intake. Don't really need a lot of work done there. But so the carb, the compression, the slight work on the exhaust ports, and the pipe, and the fresh cylinder, of course, really woke this thing up. This bike now flies. I think today this will be the quickest bike. And take the crown from the 86, but I don't know, because last time this bike put a beating on this one. And then the most recent one is this 87 we just bought from the original owner about a month ago. Again, 100% stock, down to the tires that were made in late 86 for the 87 model, both sets, front and rear. 100% stock, everything. And this thing's actually fast. This bike flies. This bike in its stock condition is a lot quicker than that one was when it was stock. Maybe that one had a tired motor, not really sure, but this thing flat out gets it. So it's going to be a contender. I think this bike is just as quick as the modified 86, but I'm not sure. We're going to find out. We're going to find out today. But that's the group out here in Joshua Tree, dry lake bed, and there is plenty of room to drag race. So me and my son are going to set these things up. We'll set the camera up, get a bunch of races in, see who the king is.